I've had a lot of questions lately about casting, and we focused on it a lot in Modern Nymphing Elevated. At the beginning of the video, we spent almost 20 minutes just talking about casting. And I've written a lot about it in my book, Tactical Fly Fishing, and some of the casts that I use for different situations there. But people still struggle, especially with accuracy, when they're casting a Euro nymph leader. And the thinner that you go, the harder it gets to be accurate. So I'm going to give you just a quick tip today of how I cast a micro leader and try and stay accurate with it. The main thing is your wrist. So I want to isolate my movement with my rod and really only use my wrist to make my cast. If I'm using my body, bending forward and back, swiveling, it does all sorts of things with my rod that make it out of control, and you lose tension with your flies, and suddenly you're making a cast here and your flies land over here. I also don't want to use my shoulder, so I'm not making this big wide open swoop like this. It's very in control, very small, but my rod tip travels a long ways and swivels around in the air. So this is how I cast. Very wrist based. Most of us were taught when we learned how to cast a fly rod, especially with the dry fly, that you should have a fairly immobile wrist and make nice tight little loops. That's exactly the opposite of what you want with the Euro nymph cast. I want those nymphs to trace around the rod. So in order to do that, I need to make the rod travel in a wide arc. And I wrote about the helicopter cast in Tactical Fly Fishing in my book. That's basically what I'm doing here. Swiveling that rod around my head. I'm taking an oval cast and I'm making it accentuated. I'm almost going to a circle cast, if you want to think of it that way, where my rod is tracing the widest oval possible. And I'm doing it through that wrist. Really swivel at the wrist, let it bend, let that rod trace around, get it moving on the back cast, so you can't just move it super slow like this and then make your forward cast really hard. It needs to move just as fast on the back cast as on the forward cast. So get it moving, swivel that rod, wait a little bit on the back cast until you feel the weight of those flies hitting, and then drive through your thumb on that forward cast and you're ready to fish. And if you can keep that tension in the cast as you move around that wide arc, then it's in control and you're accurate on your forward cast and it goes where you're stopping your rod and trying to place it. So I hope you like this tip. Go out and practice it. Don't just expect that it will work on the river. Go to your backyard, put some split shot into the end of your leader or clip the hooks off of some of your flies and practice. Get a target. Use that wrist. Try and hit that target repeatedly. Swing it around under tension and hit that target. And if you can't repeatedly do it, you need to keep practicing. Use that wrist some more, get your timing right, get the speed, get those flies moving on the back cast so that you have a loaded rod on the forward cast, and I think you'll be more accurate. If you like this tip, please give the video a like, subscribe to our channel, hit that little bell icon so that you get a notification when we post a video, and leave us a comment below to let us know what you want to see from us down the road. Thanks for watching.